Hi guys, good afternoon. This is Joy from Printed Bonnet by Iobi coming to you with another awesome low carb recipe. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I primarily eat low carbs, and that's helped me lose well over 50 pounds. And I lost it 2 years ago, and so far I've been able to maintain it just by keeping my food primarily low carbs and exercising moderately every day. So to start, this is it's an 8-ingredient recipe, and I'm gonna be posting this, but wanted to give you a quick overview of what I have. Right here I have vanilla extract, I have erythritol, I got that right this time. I have some sour cream, I'll give you the exact measurements when I post this, and I also have almond flour, blanched almond flour, baking powder. I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and I have a sugar-free chocolate chip. So what am I making today? I am making a low-carb chocolate chip cornbread. Yum. So one of the things you miss when you go low-carb is that you don't necessarily have all of the things, or people feel that they don't have all of the things they normally can have when they eat, non-low carb foods, but that's not true. There are always alternatives, and if you're not sure, please check out Pinterest. They do have a lot of different options and alternatives, and you can also come up with your own things, which is what I typically do here when it comes to coming up with different items for myself. Each of these muffins adds up to approximately 2 grams net carbs, which is good for you, which is not bad for you, especially considering this is kind of a treat, not necessarily an everyday thing. So I'm going to go ahead and get started real quick because this is supposed to be a very quick video. I'm going to add the almond flour here. The great thing about using almond flour is that it gives you a little bit of a nutty taste, so you feel like you're actually having the nutty taste you would normally have with cornbread. I love cornbread, and I make a mean cornbread. My husband will tell you that. I used to have it with cream corn, or make it with cream corn, and it tastes delicious. I'm going to add the the eggs last, just primarily because I'm using pretty much the same things. I don't want to use too many utensils rather. So I'm adding 1 tablespoon here of baking powder. And I need 3 tablespoons of the erythritol. Oh my gosh, I've said that 3 times, no, twice right already, so how awesome is that? It's a good day, obviously, because I'm able to pronounce and not stumble on my words. You can add it, and you can make it sweeter if you want. It's up to you or your preference level. I primarily, I think it's just fine the way it is, so you don't have to add too much. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And if you watched my last video, you know that this vanilla extract is something I pretty much just add rum to. My sister-in-law, who was very kind, gave me this. She started it and sent me this bottle as a gift. And she sent it to me, I think, a year, well, it might be more than that now. But because I use it sparingly and I keep it in the fridge, all I have to do is keep adding rum to it, just to increase the flavor, or to, add more liquids to it. So I've added that. I've added my baking powder. Now I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of sour cream. So this is what a 1/4 cup looks like. And this one I'm actually going to be eyeballing because I'm pretty good at, eyeballing stuff like this. And again, it's not an exact science. If you're looking, you can see that I am pretty much just adding different things to my bowl here. I know that a lot of people say baking is an exact science. For the most part it is, but I think if you get most of the things down, being off by, half an ounce to an ounce is not going to make that huge of a difference. So I'm banking on that. Of course, if you try this and you feel like you need to make your own tweaks, please be my guest. And then I'm adding the sugar-free Hershey's chocolate chips. So I'm not adding a lot, just a handful. As you can see, one just dropped in there, but it's just a handful. And the reason I'm adding that is because my daughters also love eating my low-carb mixes, and I found that having this actually does make it taste a lot better. So I forgot to get my mixer out, so sorry about that. So I'm going to add this in here and then just blend it all together. So I've added the butter, and I just want to, mix it a little bit before I add my eggs. I know sometimes people would much rather add use a mixer. Because I'm not making a huge batch. This batch should actually make about 12 muffins or 12 muffin tins, muffin cups rather. But I don't want to. I actually only had 10. I had 11 liners, so I decided I'm just gonna make 11 muffins. Okay. No one's judging me. I'll add a little more to each of my tin liners, and just note that I count for it. So since it makes 12, you can just account for, say, you add it all up together, divide by 12, and then divide by 11 as opposed to 12. So that pretty much adds on to ensures that you calculating this right. And you're just mixing this all together. You don't have to spend too much time mixing it. I'm gonna just make sure it's all well blended, and that's pretty much the extent of it. If you look at it, it actually looks just like cornbread. You can't tell any different. So in the old days, when I used to eat much carbier foods, I would lick the batter. But I'm not going to do that because my mom might see this and she would like, what are you doing? That's raw eggs. So, yeah, she wouldn't be happy about that. So all I'm going to do is just use my quarter cup here, and I'm not filling it up. So I'm making it about a third and just adding it to my pre-lined container, my pre-lined muffin pan here. And I'm going to throw it in the oven and have it bake for approximately 17 minutes. I know 17 minutes does seem like an odd number. It's just what, at least at my altitude, that seems to be what works for me. It might be different for you depending on where you live, so don't feel like it's an exact science. I think people usually say between 15 and 19 to 20 minutes, depending your oven, how much your oven heats up, as well as your altitude. So just account for that. I would say the biggest thing is to keep your eye on it to make sure that it doesn't get burnt. I do not like burnt food. Which is strange. The little known thing about me, which I guess my husband found out, is I'm actually someone who prefers lukewarm foods versus hot. I don't like hot, I don't like cold, I just want things lukewarm. And apparently it's not, a lot of people are not like that. I'm not sure why, it's just me. And also another fun fact about me, when I used to eat cereal in the good old cereal days, I used to add warm milk to my cereal. So I think a lot of Americans usually have make cold cereals, but I usually do warm cereal. Why? I don't know. Might be from when I was younger. My mom would always make warm oatmeal and different things, so maybe that just stuck with me. Anyways, so this is all done, and you can see it right here with all of the tins put together. And now the next thing I'm going to do is throw this in the oven for approximately 17 minutes. It doesn't take long at all. It's going to be ready in no time, and I can enjoy it. It's just in the middle rack of the oven. And I just need to set up the time, and I'll be sure to post and share pictures once it's all done. Well, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe if you have not already done so. Click on the subscribe button, as well as visit our site at www.printedbonnet.com for some beautiful bonnets that look just like this, as well as our blog, which is at www.printedbonnet.com/bonnet-blog. I'll be putting the address in our description box, so please be sure to check us out. Have a wonderful day.